and welcome. We are just getting started today as we open up this webinar to all of you. Welcome. We're so great and pleased to have you here today. Welcome to this global community of over 200,000 learners from across the globe coming together to learn shoulder to shoulder more about this program, more about this topic. You'll see on your screen, you have reached the Berkeley University of California Executive Education Informational Webinar. We're going to learn all about this program here today. So glad to have you all here. Thank you again for joining. I am now going to hand that spotlight over. We have here with us today Mike Riley, who's going to tell us more about Berkeley University of California Executive Education and what you can expect from this ecosystem of learning that you're joining here. Mike Riley is the CEO of UC Berkeley Executive Education, which is serving leaders and organizations who inspire and aspire to redefine the future of business. Mike, thank you for being here with us. Over to you for the next portion of our agenda today.
Thank you, Marie, and welcome everybody. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. It's always nice to have a global audience. Berkeley is very global. You're looking at an image of the Campanile, which is our iconic clock tower at UC Berkeley, and it really speaks to our location. That is the San Francisco Bay in the background. We are in Berkeley. We're across the bay from San Francisco. We're just south of wine country and just north of Silicon Valley. Amazing location. And we hope to welcome you to campus one day to see this for yourselves. We were founded in 1868. UC Berkeley is the original University of California campus. Today, there are over 10 world-renowned world-renowned research universities and 5 medical centers that make up the University of California system. But it started right here at UC Berkeley in 1868. Think of us as having 40,000 students, about 30,000 undergraduates and 10,000 graduate students. The next slide will talk about the Haas School of Business, which is really your host organization. Berkeley Exec Ed is part of the Haas School of Business. We were founded in 1898, thanks to the generosity and the vision of a woman named Cora Jane Flood. More specifically, she gave land and money to Berkeley and had one condition: start the College of Commerce. And studying business was not an established academic specialty in the late 1800s. So thanks to Ms. Flood's vision, we are the second oldest business school in the United States and the first public business school in the United States. Very proud of that. The Wharton School, just for reference, is the first business school in the US. Today, the Haas School of Business is 6 degree programs and executive education. We have that undergraduate business degree that was launched in 1898. We have the Master's in Financial Engineering program, a PhD program, and 3 types of MBA programs: full-time, which is 2 years, average age 27, evening and weekend, which is 3 years, average age 31, and those are executives that work that study on evenings and weekends, and then the executive MBA program, which is 2 years and average age 37, plus executive education. All 7 of those programs are ranked #1 among public universities and top 10 among publics and privates. We're very proud. We talk about this for a couple reasons. #1, everyone's obsessed with rankings these days, and it's just really nice to be #1. Secondly, it really speaks to the breadth and the depth and for how long we've been providing business education at UC Berkeley. It's not typical for a top business school to have that many degree programs and to have been doing this since 1898. Very proud of that. The next slide is about executive education. We are here for a couple of reasons. We are committed to having a positive impact on business and society, and for extending the critical work of our faculty beyond the traditional boundaries of the university. And that's what we're doing with this program and with Professor Yaniv. So thank you for being a part of our mission. We provide several types of learnings in exec ed online, which is exactly what you're hopefully joining. And that during the pandemic, our virtual delivery of education was our real engine of having that impact. And we continue that hopefully as we move out of the pandemic. But thank you for being a part of our online vertical. We also have open enrollment programs, which are historically 2 to 5 day programs in person on campus, although those have become blended and some of them have become virtual. And those are in 4 areas. We call them our academic pillars of leadership, entrepreneurship, strategy, and finance. Our largest vertical at ExecEd is actually our custom work, the customized learning journeys that we deliver to a large number of companies, governments, and university partners. And perhaps if you enjoy this program, you might want to take some of it back to your organization. We'll see. We offer something called the Certificate of Business Excellence, which is a 17-day learning journey, typically over 2 to 3 years. It's self-paced. It requires you to take 1 program in each of those 4 academic pillars I mentioned earlier: strategy, finance, leadership, and entrepreneurship. This program, upon successful completion, will count towards 2 of those days in the finance pillar. So learn from and enjoy this experience with Berkeley. And if you'd like a more extended relationship with us, please think about going for your Certificate of Business Excellence. I like to refer to it as a mini MBA. That's not exactly right, but it's a wonderful way of developing capabilities or advancing your capabilities in those 4 academic pillars, which really are the same pillars that we feature in our MBA programs. The Haas School of Business is the business school most distinguished by its culture. We believe in culture as a strategy execution tool, and building culture is a challenge for any leader. At Haas, we believe that it's important to have leadership principles, and our defining leadership principles, please think about these as you'll be associated with Berkeley Haas moving forward. Question the status quo. It really doesn't get any more Berkeley than that. Beyond yourself, that's self-explanatory. You're going to be taking your knowledge and helping others in this world. Confidence without attitude. I love that one. There's a lot of confidence at top business schools. Our brand of confidence is more humble. It's without attitude. And students always, and this is what you're doing by showing interest in this program. You are continuing your learning as executives, and we thank you for already representing the students always Haas defining leadership principle. It's my pleasure to introduce one of our rockstar faculty members, Professor Yaniv Konchinski. I never get it right, Yaniv. I'm so sorry. We're going to have to go out and have dinner, and you can work with me on the pronunciation. I just call him Professor Yaniv. He is known for his pioneering research in financial-based solution to the world's grand challenges, and teaches in 5 of our 6-degree programs that I mentioned earlier, and of course in executive education. He has won many of the most important teaching awards. In addition to his research, he's wonderful in front of the classroom. At the Haas School of Business, our highest teaching honor is the Chait Award for Excellence in Teaching. He's a multiple winner of the Chait Award. He's also been ranked among the top 40 under 40 professors in business school education. Poets and Quants, which is I like to call it the Vanity Fair of higher education, ranked him as one of the favorite MBA professors in the United States. He's committed to having impact in his research and in his teaching, and I thank you, Yaniv, for allocating your time to executive education and to this program and to the participants in this program. I think I'll just turn things over to you at this point.
Thank you so much, Mike. It's always great to hear you and to interact together and to explain about the program. And no worries about the strain in trying to pronounce my last name. I will tell you and the rest of the attendees, you can always call me just like Yaniv or Professor rather than try to pronounce my last name. But thank you everyone for being here. Good morning, good evening, good afternoon. I look forward to seeing you in the program. And I'm going to explain about the faculty in the program and then get deeper into the structure of the program, then get further deeper into like each one of the modules, and then explain how everything like fits together in the program. My name is Yaniv Konchitsky. I'm a professor at Berkeley, as Mike introduced, and I'm going to be the faculty director together with 3 other faculty. And I've been at Berkeley for about 11 years. My teaching and research involves financial aspects, macroeconomy, technology, information system, and I look forward to equip you with great content. Together with me, there will be another faculty. So the second one is Christine Parlor. She's in the finance group, and she's going to teach network effect and some economic theory related to fintech. And Marie, you can shift the next slide, please. And as you can see, Christine Parlor, she's a professor of finance, and she's an expert in institutionally complex areas, market microstructure, banking, fintech. And also the next faculty, you can go to the next slide. We are going to have Professor Steve Tadelis. He's a professor of economics and he's expert in e-commerce and the economics of the internet. He's also the faculty director of the data science, and he's going to teach highlights the most important content that we can learn from data science in the fintech space. So for example, like A/B testing, how does data reveal information, and question like this. And he's going to do it together with his another professor that is in charge of the data science program. And within the fintech program, there are going to be 2 modules, as I'm going to explain later, about data science. So Steve is one of the faculty, and the other faculty is Professor Shahar Kariv, who is the chair of the econ department at Berkeley, and he's also a professor at the business school, and he's expert in economic theory, experimental economics, and behavioral economics. And he is also has some real-world impact in the domain of finance and fintech, and especially he has a company that uses behavioral economics to gauge the risk preferences of users, and this can be applied to a lot of fintech applications. And he will also talk about this angle as well as the angle of data science and how it can be leveraged to succeed in fintech. In terms of the program, so we can go to the next slide. We can see we have 8 modules. So each module is spent over 1 week, where you have a 1 hour of video every week. And the videos are like very detailed oriented, like very deep. It's about like 5 to 8 minutes per video. And they cover like several topics within each of this module. And you can watch it in your free time. By the way, all the videos, including the live webinar and the live opportunity, network opportunity office hour. So all of these are like, and the office hours and the fireside chats and guest speakers, everything is recorded. So, so you can watch it whenever it works for you and finish the program successfully. So the 8th module, as you can see here, we go from module 1 to module 8, and to be more specific, we have module 1 that it is the introduction and the fintech revolution. So this is a very basic module to put everyone on a level playing field, because people arrive from different areas. The course, by the way, it is available to everyone, and it starts from scratch. So some people, they have a lot of knowledge in, let's say, like in finance or in microfinancing. Someone else has a lot of knowledge in decentralized finance. Some other like don't have a knowledge at all. So the idea of module 1 is to introduce all the different trends, all the evolution of this fintech revolution, to start from scratch. And it is basic to introduce all the areas within fintech. Because if you think about it, what is fintech? There is like no book that really like tells you like everything, or not movie. There are like, it's a whole full world that is like keep changing on a daily level. And within the fintech, there is like cryptocurrency is fintech, and blockchain is fintech, and insurtech is fintech, and wealth management now is becoming, and then microfinancing and payments and remittances and decentralized finance and NFT. Like fintech has like so many areas. And the question is, how do you design a program that can really get to all the different spaces in fintech, and even get like very, very deep within like each of these of its areas. And for this reason, the program is designed with the objective of how you take a lot of tools and frameworks that help you succeed in no matter what area in fintech, and no matter how much of knowledge you have before, and also no matter what role you have within your company. If you are like maybe entrepreneur, you want to start a company. If you are a CEO in a fintech company, if you are investors looking for fintech investment, so how to be like more sophisticated about like gauging the investments. So for this reason, module 1 will start from introducing all these different spaces and get you on the same like level, no matter where we are arriving. And then very sharply, we start like getting like more advanced and more advanced in the next module. In particular, then we have module 2 about the fintech ecosystem. Module 3 is the economic foundation of fintech with practical examples. Module 4 and 5, as I mentioned before, it's key data science and analytics tools. Module 6 is about financial literacy with fintech examples. Module 7 is from a fintech idea to execution. And module 8 is fintech success factors and strategies. And more specifically, in module 1, we're going to see some background to have the origins of fintech, then talk about historical perspective of how the fintech revolution fits within like the different revolution that we have seen throughout history, hard versus soft information as a DNA component for fintech. We're going to see the factors driving the fintech revolution, like theoretical framework, transaction cost economics, macroeconomic and technological factors, global factors, then segmentation, key disruptions, and then examples of leading companies. Then we're going to go to the second module that provides the fintech ecosystem, where we're going to see first transforming financial and banking services. We talk about payments, we talk about remittances. It's just like it's happening around us through Zelle, through PayPal, through Venmo, remittances, payments, disruption, disintermediation to traditional models of banking and payments, self-servicing technologies, and then major trends in fintech, such as the microfinancing, crowdfunding, etc. Then we're going to demonstrate real-world examples using trend groups. Then we will go to module 3 that is going to describe the economic foundation of fintech with practical examples. The the professor that will lead this part is Professor Christine Parlor, and she's going to describe the valuation theory and applications, the business of networks, theory and application of distributed ledgers and cryptocurrencies. Then in module 4 and 5, we're going to see key data science and analytics insights that generate high value with emphasis on fintech. So we're going to see topics such as how does data reveal information, sampling methods that are used for evidence-based business decisions, prescriptive analytics from pillars of data science, A/B testing to make data-driven decisions, machine learning and AI in fintech innovation, big data in fintech, fintech data's positive impact on society, opportunities and risk in the fintech data. Then module 6 is going to describe financial literacy with fintech examples. So what we have seen recently is that more and more companies that have great innovation and even established companies such as like Wirecard, that is the flagship company, fintech companies from Germany, and it is like a multi-billion company that just like collapsed in one day. Why? Because of some financial aspect of like missing some cash amount from its balance sheet. I see like more and more investors, they care about the finances, they care about like growth. How is it possible that company keeps growing and having like billions of dollars in revenues without even generating a single dollar of cash? How is it possible that companies, they have a lot of losses and expenses without really spending a dollar in cash? This is because of something it's called the accrual system of financial reporting. So the course will give you in this like 1 hour of module, the content that is like the most important content from a full semester in our #1 program, which is the evening and weekend MBA program. This is a core class that at the end of the day, no matter what experience you have before in financial reporting, you are going to be financial expert. You're going to master financial reporting of companies to understand the difference, cash flows, earnings, revenues, where does it come from, balance sheet, and we get to a very advanced level in this module. Then in module 7, it's called From a Fintech Idea to Execution. So here, this module came after, I've seen by now hundreds, if not thousands, of companies, including of several students from Berkeley, from Stanford, in my journey, and also in my real life work. And you have seen some common problem that you have great innovation, you have great idea. Where do you start? And how do you raise money? And when you talk to investors, or when investors want to select investment, there is a framework that can help you to navigate. Okay, you have the idea, it's not enough. I've seen so many people crashing because they don't know the language of business. So in addition to module 6, that we have some language of business aspects, in module 7 is like, where do you start? What is your value proposition? What do you bring to the world? What is your MVP? What is your revenue drivers? What is your cost structure? So this is a framework, it's called the business model canvas, that will help you understand how to approach the idea. And by now, in this course, in the fintech, even if it's a new program, I've seen a lot of successes of people that implement these tools, and now they have companies that, some of them are like unicorns. Some of them are, they went public. They're publicly traded companies. Some of them are companies like fintech companies, like a firm that was like a project in our program that was implemented like within the company. So this works, and the testimonials just like are very, very strong. The course has done a tremendous change in people's lives, and I'm very happy that you invest in yourself and you're going to join this group. Now, in terms of the module 7, we're going to see also like valuation aspects, financial modeling, forecasting, raising capital, and then mapping the fintech investment community, notable deals and investments. And then we go to module 8, where the idea here is kind of, there are 2 books that really inspired me. It's called Good to Great and Build to Last. It's business books. And this is like good to great in fintech and build to last in fintech, kind of what are the few factors that make a fintech company a success or a failure. And we're going to focus on these like top strategies and factors that help fintech companies really make them success. So this is a analysis and synthesis of hundreds of books, research articles, news articles that synthesize everything to give it to you on a golden plate to understand these like key success factors. And then we will focus also on the ICO market and understand some unique success factors and applications, and then additional insights from fintech research. And then we will have a course wrap up. So, so these are the 8 modules. And together with these like modules, we're going to see further content as follows. So throughout the program, we will have live webinars. So these are like first four live webinar cases that introduce further content. So for example, we're going to attack regulation. We're going to talk about cryptocurrency. We're going to talk about DeFi or decentralized finance in a full module. We're going to talk about pricing of transaction. Like for example, how does Square, or now they changed the name to Block, how did they start? How do they make money on each transaction when you slide the card in a coffee shop on the, with the Square device connected to the app? How does the money get split? What is the revenue for Square or Block? What is the revenue for the merchant? What is the network assessment fee? So this is like a very micro level analysis of all these like payments, like companies, how do they use it? And then how do they make their money? And then we're going to take from the micro to a macro perspective, then in terms of the growth of the company, and then their financial reports, and to understand how from the transaction of one coffee purchase, how is it reflected eventually in the growth of the company long term. We're going to have also a live networking happy hour, that this is an opportunity for you to meet your friends, to talk to each other. We're going to have also fireside chats. So the idea there is to bring guest speakers to further enrich you with further content. Now, I have not seen in my own experience a video or a course, a program that does something like that. But I drove, for example, to Palo Alto, and I talked to the managing founder of venture capital of Eric Schmidt, who is the legendary CEO and chairman of Google, or now Alphabet, and to understand like what they have on their mind before they cut you a check for investment. So if you are like if you are seeking investment by yourself, you understand what other people like are looking for. You understand framework of what is like analysis, and with all the other modules to analyze like a fintech company, to analyze like the specific hedge and value proposition. If you are an entrepreneur, of course, it's valuable for you to know this. So we talked about like the technology sector, the fintech. They are like first investors, for example, in SoFi, Uber, Upstart, and many other companies. I went to talk to the executive director of Skydeck. This is a very big accelerator, and they provide also funding for more than like 400, 500 companies so far, and she will provide a lot of insights. I also talked to someone who was the CEO and chairman at like IBM. Then he was the chairman of Lenovo, and CEO sold it to the Chinese. Then he was the managing founding partner of a big private equity, billions of dollars of private equity. It's called General Atlantic. And he's going to provide insights about the full, like, technological revolution that we experienced in the last 15 years. How does it see it? How does it see fintech within it? Very important insight that I've not seen anywhere. So anyway, so this will be like our guest speakers. Also great content for you. We will also have some cases demonstrating real life companies and people. We talk about like Ant Financial, and then they change their name, Ant Group, Robinhood, Square, Venmo, Wirecard, Square or Block, Binance, Fidelity Investments. So there's going to be a lot of content. It's only like 2 weeks, but the content, what's nice about it, it's very efficient. I've seen like classes before in my career, including like top universities, that at the end of the course or program, you ask yourself like, okay, what did I get? And especially like after 1 year after, and you say, maybe like 95% of it, 90%, you just like either it's not useful or you forget. In this course, in this program, it provides a lot of like framework and tools that you will never forget. It's just like, will change your view of how you analyze, the language of business, how you approach different companies, etc. So I'm looking forward to seeing you in the program, and then from there we can take it to the next step.
Absolutely. Let me reshare that slide deck out for us here today. I've lost the slide share, so I'm going to pull that back up and reshare my deck here. But firstly, I just wanted to thank you, Professor Konchitsky, for being here with us, taking us through this content that you've so carefully curated for this global audience and helping us to better understand that curriculum and that through line of logic that you've designed here throughout the program. So let me go ahead here and reshare my screen. I've got it back up and running for us. And we're going to pivot over now to talking about the learning experience in a little bit more detail. So you started to tee that up for us really nicely there. As you talked about some of those learning components, some of those live sessions, fireside chats, and so forth. And I wanted to go back to that slide because I think it's really important to kind of highlight here. One point that you mentioned and that you brought to light, which I'll reiterate here, Professor Konchitsky, is the value of these live webinars, but also the ways in which they've been designed to be convenient for our learners. So we do have an opportunity here to allow our learners to view this content in the platform at 24/7 whenever convenient. And so you're going to notice that theme come across a few times today as we talk about the experience of being a student here in the program. You're going to have that, you're going to gain that knowledge and that insight as you think about the ways in which this program is designed, not only to be highly interactive, to have these synchronous learning opportunities where you're in the room together with faculty like Professor Konchitsky and with your peers and your colleagues, but also in a way that's really convenient for you, that allows you to learn alongside your professional roles and your other responsibilities. So here in this case, what that looks like in real terms, all of our content, everything that you see throughout your learning journey is available for you to view and for you to take part in around a schedule in a fully immersive environment. So at the top of each week, a set of content will be released as described by Professor Konchitsky. That starts with week 0. So an entire week for you to orient with the program, get to know the schedule, get to know your peers and colleagues. From there, you have this module content here, these 8 weeks of content. At the top of each week, a set will be released of activities and video lectures, some of which are described here on the screen. These are bite-sized video segments that allow you, they're about 5 to 7 minutes long, that allow you to gain these knowledge, these frameworks, methodologies, and concepts, and then step away from those videos. Those are on demand. You can watch them around a schedule that works for you, and then take part in a variety of these other activities here, really aim to enhance your overall learning experience. So you're on the discussion boards with your peers, you're thinking through ideas, you're talking through challenges, you're diving into the class material with your peers in this sort of weekly cadence as you make your way through the content. There are quizzes, surveys, activities, assignments, and other materials aimed at helping you to take your learning to a place of real-time action. So in this way, we're able to break down some of those barriers of space and time that you might see in a traditional classroom environment where you have a certain number of seats in the room, a certain set of minutes to get through a certain set of curriculum. Here in the online world, we're able to break down those barriers. We're able to develop a global cohort full of peers from all regions of the globe, representing all different industry areas and professional roles coming together to learn shoulder to shoulder. In addition to that, we're able to do so in an environment that allows you to learn as you go. So you're watching these videos, you're rolling up your sleeves, and you're tinkering with these ideas, and you're bringing your learning into a place of action as you learn. That's a fully immersive learning environment that extends beyond the scope of what's possible in a traditional classroom and gives you a high level of individualized, specialized learning. So you have those video lectures, the assignments, the other content. You're working through this with your peers. You're also working through this with your faculty. You're attending these live webinars, fireside chats, office hours, networking happy hours, all of this aimed at keeping you engaged as you make your way through the learning. And then perhaps one of the largest relationships that you'll build in this program is the relationship that you'll build with your learning facilitator. This is an industry expert who's been asked to come into this program and serve as your day-to-day teaching guide. So these learning facilitators are sharing their knowledge and their insights. They're helping you work through challenges. They're on the discussion boards with you and your peers, helping to push your thinking and drive engagement. Learning facilitators give you individualized feedback on your assignments. And of course, they host these office hours that Professor Konchansky described here a moment ago, allowing you to turn on your audio, your visual, and engage in real-time chat with industry experts and with your teaching team. So a lot in store here for you as you think about this program and what to expect, not only in terms of that curriculum that's been outlined here today by Professor Konchansky, but also in terms of that learning experience, how that curriculum is delivered, really doing so in a way that allows you to have a fully immersive learning journey. The time commitment for this program is about 4 to 6 hours a week across these 8 weeks or this 2 month of content. So as you're looking at ahead at your schedule, you're really looking to identify that 4 to 6 hours. That can be in the mornings before work, and the lunch breaks, afternoons when the children are sleeping, evenings and weekends. But that 4 to 6 hours is really yours to identify in your schedule. The content is made available in this asynchronous fashion while keeping that high level of interaction and relationship building alive and engaged throughout your time. So that's what you can expect here in this program. It's certainly a unique opportunity for us to come together and learn from one another, learn from this large ecosystem full of different sort of layers of teaching and learning that are taking place, both yourself as an individual, as you're pacing your learning, you're upskilling, you're improving your career trajectories as you continue to learn and stay current. You're also learning from your peers. You're seeing how these themes come to life in their geography and their industry area, giving you not only that deep knowledge, but that broadened scope of understanding as well as you see these themes coming to life in other areas. You have your learning facilitators. They're in industry, they work in industry now, and they're right there with you every step of the way, guiding your learning, answering questions, and helping to individualize your learning. If you discover a niche area of interest and you want to go into it further, come to office hours, tell your learning facilitator. Start a discussion thread, dive into those areas with your peers. This is a highly specialized program. This is not a massive open online course or a MOOC where you're simply digesting content. but rather this program is designed to give you a learning environment full of reciprocity where you're contributing, you're learning from one another. It's highly customized and it's individualized around your learning needs. A lot of relationship building opportunities to earn credentials here from Berkeley Haas Executive Education, as well as an opportunity to gain all of this knowledge and understanding. So I'm certainly happy to be a part of this program. And thank you again to Professor Konchechki for being here to describe the program, more about what folks are going to be learning and how they'll be learning it. So let's open up now as we reach the end of our time here together. If you haven't done so already, though, do take a look at that chat box. You're going to see a link there over to our program page. So you'll see here on your screen, this is the link to our course website, or our program website, if you will. And the program website is going to allow you to do three things. Firstly, you can download the full course brochure. It's going to give you everything we've described here today in terms of the curriculum and the program delivery. It's going to give you all those details and more as you seek to understand this program further. From the website, you can also schedule a one-on-one appointment with one of our global advisors who's here with us today. We use an app. It's called Calendly. It allows you to select the time that works for you in your time zone. So simply by going to the website, you can self-select a scheduling time to meet with an advisor and talk through the details of this program. Advisors know everything there is to know about the logistics for the program, dates, times, scheduling, all the course policy. How is the course evaluated? How do I successfully complete the program? What's my alumni status? Advisors are going to be able to help walk you through that. And then, of course, the registration, enrollment, financing, all of that, they have those details. They can walk you through that process as well. So right there from the website, download that brochure, get connected with an advisor. And of course, if you'd like to begin that application process, you can do that as well. I think that we want a better understanding of that capstone project and how that's going to add value to overall learning. Can you jump in on that one for us?
Sure, Thomas. The capstone project is a final project that that you can use all the modules content, as well as like anything that you feel like, in order to implement the content in a real life setting. So for example, you can start a new company. If you have you know, in your mind a particular company that you want to start, then you can create a deck. So you put your time to something that will also benefit you, like after the program. So you can create like the business model canvas, you can start the company, and then this is a great opportunity for you to get like initial feedback, and then put your time on something that that will give rise, either like in the short run, you start the business, or just like something that you start thinking about it as you move along your life, and then later on you want to implement it. And actually, I've seen personally, like by now, even though the program is quite new, I've seen you know, someone with the capstone deck. Actually, I gave him some comments. He wanted to raise $1 million, and he just like raised from JP Morgan and Deutsche Bank $19.5 million, and the company is now it becomes a monster. This company is generating every day like transactions, like with bank, like transaction interest of more than $1 trillion like volume a day. And it started like with a capstone project. Other people that I have seen, they started like a project, and then they took it to like companies that are like publicly traded, and now it was implemented as a new product within the companies. So it has been like a very you know, very successful experience for people. So this is one form. Another way, so the project, the capstone is designed such that you can implement your time in a way that benefits you the most. So this, in terms of flexibility, if you are a CEO more on the management side, then you can focus on the management side. If you are doing the code, then you are doing more on the code side. If you're on the marketing, you can focus more on the marketing side. So this is like, and also you have a flexibility. So either a company, then if you are selecting investment, we had like people in like several like venture capitals, in sovereign funds, and other people that select investment. So here you can do like analysis of fintech company, fintech companies, different areas that you want to focus on. So you have flexibility in terms of like either starting your own company, starting a project within a company, analyzing an existing company, and then this is just like your final project for the to graduate the program. And what another aspect is, I remember as a student, I hated it, especially like at Stanford, when you know you finish the class today, then already like you need to have the final exam like by tonight or tomorrow. In the core in this program, I designed it in a way that from the beginning of the last module, you have 2 weeks. So you have time to think throughout the program, to entertain things in your mind, to put like notes as we move along, to gain more content. And then towards the end of the program, you have time, and even after you see like the last module, you still have time to implement it. So you don't need like to rush everything to make sure that like, you know, throughout the program, you need to submit like this like final project. So I hope that it answered like everything.
I think you've done a really great job of describing that capstone and how it can add value, an additional individualized learning component to this program.
Great, yeah, great. I look forward to having you enjoying the program. You will see, you will enjoy and learn from it. Thank you so much, Marie. And I assume this is all for today.
That's all for today. Let's go ahead and sign out, but a special thanks to you as well, Professor Kinchkechi. It's been an absolute honor learning more from you here on the session today. We'll sign off now. We will wish you all a very happy good morning, good afternoon, good evening, and good day. We hope to see you back in the program beginning just around the corner. Be sure to pick up that link out of the chat if you haven't done so already. And with that, we sign off. Thanks again for joining.
Thank you. Bye-bye, everyone.